How many of you are interested in making a living, yes, a career out of day trading futures? Just give me about 12 minutes of your time and watch this video from the beginning to the end, and I will share with you some valuable tips and advice that will help you become an even better day trader than you ever thought you could possibly be. All surrounding one specific strategy that I developed many years ago that has helped me become a profitable day trader today. I mean, consistently. So, whether you want to make money part-time or full-time, all right, and maybe many of you are in the process of looking for other jobs, applying for other jobs, interviewing, or possibly having the idea that, hey, I'm burnt out and I'm ready to quit my job today. I'm seeking something that can allow me to provide or give me more time to spend with my family, but also be able to save and put away and pay my bills. Watch this video, guys. Just give me simply 12 minutes. Now, all I do from beginning to end in looking at my charts is, number one, let me tell you something that you need to master. Write this down, make a mental note of it, research the crap out of it, and that's going to be market structure. What is that? That is identifying the directional movement within the market in any current situation, all right? But I'll always start with a greater perspective looking at a higher chart. For me, I'm trading range bars, okay? You may trade time-based charts, maybe tick or volume. Whatever you're using, supply and demand, when we're looking for these zones, is universal, okay? But I'm going to share with you today how I trade it using range bar charts. All you need is a platform, okay? A trading platform, and you really don't even need a broker. Most of you today, a lot of you are using or trying to get funded through prop firms, passing the evaluations, the challenges, just simply trying to take a withdrawal or payment. I mean, a withdrawal or, a deposit. Nothing wrong with doing that, okay? Honestly, I think it's a great learning, training tool, a learning tool for a lot of you out there that are trying to find your edge and see if you have what it takes to become, a successful day trader. Now, I'm going to share with you my strategy right quick, looking at a higher chart, and then we'll just move down to a lower base chart. That's all it is. It's very simple. This is the same strategy that all the elite and the ultra elite supporters who are part of that membership program, part of my community, they are understanding and learning on a daily basis, okay? What do you receive in doing that? So much valuable information surrounding my strategy, which is basically the blueprint and the cornerstone to how I trade. There's a link down in the description portion of the video. It's titled Elite and Ultra Elite Supporters. If you click on it, the choice is yours to become one. It's very inexpensive, but you will learn the basis and the strategy that I use and how I trade to become, that makes me money every single day, that has allowed me to become profitable. It's very simple. It's nothing complex, but you need to open your mind up, okay? So here we go. I have a couple minutes left here, about 9. So all we want to do is use a higher base chart. Figure out the directional flow of the market. Is it trending to the upside? That is the key. Understanding if the market is trending in one particular direction using a higher base chart. Once you've identified the trend, basically from there, you want to be able to, let's say, for example, the market is very bullish to the upside and we're trending higher. You want to look for demand setups. What is demand? That's aggressive areas of buying in the market that is caused by institutions and the banks. Yes. The greater beings, the greater powers that basically cause the market to move, all right? They're creating these setups within the market as retail traders that we're actually looking for, demand and supply zones, okay? So if the market is bullish to the upside, I'm only interested in trading going long. That's very simple. Just use a higher base chart, whatever it may be, and depict a bias. Form a sentiment in which way the market is actually trending. So if the market is making highs, higher lows, and breaking structure higher, all I want to do is move with the direction of the market, meaning taking long positions at key areas of demand zones. This is a valid demand zone that I have marked up here on my chart. Now, once we figure out the direction, again, we want to go ahead and use our higher base chart to simply mark off our either demand or supply zones. In this case here, because we are trending higher and bullish, I'm marking off these demand zones, all right? Off my higher base chart to start with. So that is basically the first tip of advice that I can give you. Well, second tip. First tip is to figure out the directional flow of the market, okay? Looking at structure. Second, mark off your zones, all right? If we're bullish, demand zones only. If we are bearish, then supply zones, okay? So we have a valid demand zone here. I'll blow this up. right here that I'm going to mark off. Now, there's a difference of what makes a zone high probability versus low probability. What is that? That's going to be that FVG, that fair value gap, that imbalance, that gap resting back at the actual demand zone. That's what makes the zone high probability. Imbalances have to be filled. So if the institutions were engaged in breaking a major area structure to the upside right here, as they did and took it out, you have to understand with all that aggressive buying right there are probably a lot of orders that did not get filled. That's what an imbalance basically boils down to be. Those inconsistent parts or areas within the market that voids that the market has to come back and fill, that may be orders resting on the book. So we think like that as retail traders when waiting for the opportunity for the market to get back to those high probability zones where that imbalance or fair value gap is resting at. And we are looking for an opportunity to go and trade long off demands in a bullish trending environment, okay, or market. We mark off the zone on the higher base chart, okay, but we first want to have something. What do I look for in every trade that I take? I've got to have a break of structure, especially if I notice where the market is breaking a major area of structure, okay? So let's say we have a high here, and then the market makes a low, lower high, low, lower high, and a low. So now I'm in between two things, a high and a low, major high, major low. If the market is very bullish, okay, and we have not broken through any major area or low of structure to the downside, and it comes back, it takes out a major high area, okay, then I'm only looking to go long. So I'm going to mark up my demand zone. It starts to push up. It breaks that major high. I see this this bullish move to the upside is what took out this high. I need to identify where my demand zone is that took out that major high right here. Mark off your demand zone off the higher base chart, whether it's a time-based chart, whether it's a range bar chart, whether it's a tick chart or a volume chart, whatever you're using, look to identify that demand zone. When the market starts to retrace back to the actual zone on the higher base chart, just move down to a lower chart, which is going to be your entry chart. And for me, because I'm looking at the NASDAQ, I'm using a 120 range bar chart as my higher base chart, and then a 24 range bar chart as my entry chart. This is the area right here. So from here, we just scale down to a lower chart. Now, as you can see right here, I've scaled down to my entry chart, my 24 range bar chart. The market's retracing back. What is this blue box here? That is the higher base demand zone from the 120 chart. I've got it marked up so I can see it across, even coming down to my lower base chart. The market retracing to the higher base 120 range bar chart demand zone. It taps it, okay? From here, I'm looking for a demand setup just as well on my lower base chart. This is called multi-chart confluence, marking up the higher chart, then marking up your lower chart, and trading in the direction of the trend that's forming or has formed on the higher base chart. We're bullish, so we want to go long at this demand zone. The market retraces back to it. It taps it. At this point here, I can see that I have a valid demand zone resting right here, okay, that I mark up right there. And there is let me show you, blow this up a little bit. There is a gap resting right here on that bullish candle. Let me blow up a little bit more. Bullish candle right here. There's a gap resting right back here to the actual zone itself, okay? So we've got a tap, all right, of the 120 range demand zone, tap of the 24 range demand zone. This broke structure above these highs, valid multi-chart confluence zones. Higher base zone, lower base zone. That's what's going to give us the confluence to look for an opportunity to actually go long. Now, I also like to use the volume profile. If you notice when the market comes down and it taps both the zones here that we have marked up, we're below a high volume area right here, down in a low volume node, okay? The market likes to reject out of low volume areas back to areas where there's more increased volume in, okay? So the market comes down, that's more confluence, low volume node, high probability, higher chart demand zone, high probability, lower chart demand zone in the same area or geographical area as the higher chart demand zone. I'm looking to go long. We go long from here. We're aiming for what? For this high to be taken out, or at least some areas where there's imbalances that need to be filled back to the upside. It could be your first area maybe where there is resistance or a supply area, but we're looking for voids within the market, those imbalances to be filled, and aiming for the most recent high that the market came off of as it was retracing down to our actual zones. This is what I do each and every single day. This will help you become a better futures day trader if you follow exactly the steps within the process. Start back testing this strategy using your platform, using, the future markets like the E-mini NASDAQ futures or the micro futures, whatever it may be, and you'll see the results. They'll start to come together. But let me say this right now. If you're really interested in understanding more the insight and the cornerstone, the blueprint to how I actually trade and look at more examples, you may want to become an elite or an ultra elite supporter. The link is down in the description portion of the video. Again, it's titled Elite or Ultra Elite Supporter. Click on it. You'll see a few tiers pop up. Very, very inexpensive. Why pay hundreds and thousands of dollars for someone's course that you may probably never learn anything from, or join someone's membership and you may never learn anything from? Pennies on the dollar a day is something I provide to you as a tool. If it doesn't work for you, the system doesn't work for you, then scrap it and move on, guys. I'm not here to dig into anyone's pockets. I'm here to share the information and knowledge that I've acquired for myself or learned, and spread the wealth pretty much. Okay, I want to share the information because people out here are looking for better ways to make an income to where they don't have to work 10-12 hours a day and be exhausted. You can trade and make money within 30 minutes to 2 hours a day. Be your own boss, working from home, and spend more time with your family. Okay, so I want to share this with you. Again, the link is down in the description portion of the video, and yes, we do have a Discord if you're interested in joining. That link is down in the description as well. Now, if you are not a current subscriber, please take the time to go ahead and sub today. That's free. Okay, do so. Click the subscribe button. Make sure to click the bell so you do not miss any of the uploads here on the channel. That's the post notification bell. Last but not least, if you found some value in today's video, please make sure to drop me a like by clicking the thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope anyone trading who's part of our Discord community had a successful and profitable day. Take care.